This video is sponsored by Sun-Zero blackout curtains. Are you tired of being in the daylight and the constant sun hitting you? You're just trying to game, there's glare all over, you're trying to sleep at 5 a.m. but you can't because normal people are getting up and you're like, if I just had some blackout curtains, I'd be fine. Well, now with the Sun-Zero blackout curtains, I'm great. I can sleep whenever I want, 2 a.m., 8 a.m., 1 p.m., and I can game without glare. If you want to check out Sun-Zero's blackout curtains for yourself, use my link in the description down below. Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, Crendor, and welcome back to Crendor Talks in front of a shitty green screen. Today, we're going to be talking about a little more in-depth of the WoW expansion Dragonflight reveals, because they have released a little more data or information, I guess, about all the different things they announced yesterday. So I thought I'd just do a video doing a little bit more of a deep dive. So let's start out with professions. Here we go. There is a new profession interface. Dragonflight will include a new profession interface which gives clues to new traits. You'll be needing to complete profession orders in their highest quality. There will be new stats for each profession. This image shows the traits resourcefulness and inspiration for alchemy, but there are a few details about these new stats at this point. You'll also add finishing reagents, the spelling or grammar, which will enhance the quality and power of crafted items. Let's take a look here. God, this is like 480p. Like, what is this? Okay, yeah, finishing reagent, difficulty, crafting skill, resourcefulness, impression? Is that what that says? Inspiration. And then different things, potion. I like this. I mean, that's cool, right? You could have like stronger and weaker potions. You'll have stronger and worse armor for like blacksmithing or weapons or whatever it might be. So yeah, it looks like they are doing some really cool stuff with professions. So cool. Then we have crafting orders. Players will be able to create crafting orders to request other players with that profession skill to create items for them. Browse the recipes of any profession, choose ones you want crafted, and create a crafting order. There will be an NPC that will act as sort of an auction house for crafting orders, and blah, blah, blah. So this is honestly fantastic. This is something I even wish I could do in Classic WoW, where you're like, wow, I need my staff enchanted, and then you just put up an order and somebody does it, right? Instead of like yelling in trade chat or whatever it might be. Although I guess people do like that because it's kind of like you're being in a busy city and people are walking around like, I'll enchant the things you want, whatever. But overall for like modern WoW, I think this is great. I love this, especially if they're going to be doing more in-depth crafting anyway. So this is just nice. Crafting system for soulbound items. Traditionally, professions have had items that were soulbound to the crafter, meaning that you can only get this item if you know that profession. In Dragonflight, you'll be able to have soulbound items crafted for you, whether you know that profession or not. That's pretty cool. A little bit of a mix-up. I do like that. So, you know, you can get something crafted for yourself, but you can't, like, go sell it. But obviously, if you want it that badly, then you're probably not going to want to sell it. Then we have crafting quality. Crafted items will have crafting quality. High quality crafted piece of armor may have higher item level or better stats. Potion may be stronger or last longer, and it can be affected by the quality of the reagents and specializations. Love it. Sounds awesome. Profession specializations. Now this sounds interesting. They're returning to Dragonflight with specializations. You'll be able to craft better quality items within that specialization. One specifically mentioned in the deep dive was armor smithing for blacksmithing. Although there will be many more of these available, you'll progress in the specialization by earning specialization points, which can be earned in many different ways, finding items, meeting NPCs, completing quests, etc. Love this as well. I mean, it gives me flashbacks to, like, you know, goblin versus gnome engineering, or I guess different types of leatherworking back in Classic WoW, but obviously I would like them to even improve upon that, and I imagine they will. So, love that. Crafting tables. The new hub city... the crafting tables, new hub city of Valdrakken will also bring back crafting tables. While we don't yet know how these will play into creating specific items, these will also serve as gathering points to find crafters if you don't wish to use the crafting order system. It's likely this will also be where you'll find crafting order NPCs for placing filling orders. Neat. Sounds good. Gear to improve professions. While items that improve your crafting skill have been available in previous expansions, new crafting gear in Dragonflight will offer special stats to make your crafting more effective. These items will auto-swap with existing gear only when you're working on that profession, using crafting table, mining, picking herbs, etc., and won't take up extra space in your inventory. Instead, it will use dedicated slots. I mean, this is great. All of this sounds great. Like, yeah. That's like all there is to say. Like, this sounds great. I hope it's as good as what they're making it out to be. Also, this gives me hope for fishing. After Shadowlands literally took Legion fishing. Remember Legion fishing, everybody? Like, even BFA fishing was okay, but like Legion fishing was like the best fishing has ever been. There's so much stuff for fishing, and it just took it and they just like put it in the trash. Then they took the trash, they threw it on the ground, they stomped on it, they lit it on fire. That's what happened from Legion to Shadowlands. So I'm hoping with like Tuskarr being one of the races in this expansion, we're gonna get like more Tuskarr fishing poles and Tuskarr fishing. Maybe they help train us as like our profession specialists. Maybe there's different spec tiers of fishing. You'd be like an ice fisherman or this thing. There probably won't be, but I can hope. So anyway, next up we have the revamped talent trees. The revamped talent trees. So Blizzard released a blue post talking about the design philosophy of talent trees. So let's see here. Key points. Talent trees will mostly consist of 1 point per node, with a few having 2 to 3 ranks. Nodes can be passive or they can be abilities or passives. Passives can be effects previously found on conduits, artifacts, or azurite, that's actually pretty interesting. I like that. And it's a way to bring back things that were good in previous expansions. Like, obviously they weren't good with azurite, but like on their own in a talent tree system, they could be good, is what I'm saying. At max level, you can expect to be able to fill around 2/3 of the tree, roughly speaking. And Blizzard would like to be able to share talent trees like outfits. No concrete plan on that currently. So let's see. Let's see some of the stuff they say here. Will they be the old style of talents? 1% gains here and there, but 5 points into, or is one box only 1 point? Primarily the latter. We're still experimenting quite a bit with drafting trees, but currently the majority of nodes are 1 point, with some 2, 3. Turns out that the game has a lot more custom abilities and bonuses to potentially award in a tree than it did many years ago. Multi-point passives still exist, although even there, most are class-specific than simply giving stats. Think of sorts passive bonuses that have existed in systems like conduits, artifacts, azurite. More complex than a plain stat bonus, but simpler than the sort of thing you would currently be a level 50 passive talent or legendary. Period. I thought I was going to keep going. 3-point passives can still have important purposes for doing things like balancing different paths. Then we have what percentage of the tree will be filled out at max level. So they're saying 2/3. In general, it's fine for people to have quite a lot of stuff, especially considering that the tree contains many different kinds of things. Some are comparatively basic abilities bonuses many players of a given spec will have. Some are more advanced optional bonuses currently live in systems like legendaries, as well as optional utility of various kinds. Players need to be able to spend enough points to have things from all these categories. Having a class spec that is complete in a way that current live class is, albeit much more customized. At the time, enough of the tree has to be left unselected at max level to make choices between different paths matter, where the points you're leaving out still include some potentially high value options. Design maxim here. If you feel torn because your last point is leaving out something you'd want, no matter what you do, we've probably done it right. I definitely do agree with that. I think that's a cool way to do it. Hold on, last thing you mentioned was save builds. They're working on it. Okay. Yeah, so pretty much, I love this. I think this is one of my favorite things about this expansion. I love the fact that you can be like, you're like, oh, I'm a resto druid, but you're like, what type of resto druid are you, right? Like, are you a full-on, like, power healing resto druid, or are you more of like a hot resto druid where you're doing heals over time or something like that? Or are you just a hot druid? I don't know. So, right, you have like these different specs. Like, maybe you go into arms, but maybe you go into the arms tree as axes instead of, or like one-hander over two-hander, axes or swords, or like there's so many different ways they can do things, right? So I do love that there's just more customization about it, even if each customization has their own like min-max best stat, right? But it would still be more customizable, and I think that's always just a nice thing to have. And if you're not trying to min-max or whatever, you can like even have fun with it. Wow, crazy. So next up, we had the Dracthyr customizations. Face shape, bulkier, slender torso. So it looks like Dracthyr, you can make like some skinny Dracthyr, you can make a bunch of different heads, bunch of different horns, bunch of different colors. I mean, that's pretty much it. They say you're all going to be in Dracthyr form when you're in combat, yes, but let me talk about Dracthyr and their customizations. There's more customization than what you saw in the video. There's actually so many ways that you can customize the Dracthyr. Even the shape of the face you can have, like these snouts that can look more ancient, more sleek, or more blunt, 420. You can even slightly change your torso to be slightly more slender or slightly bulkier, and the armor you wear is a type of armor you will be able to customize at the barbershop. Dude, you just go to the barbershop, he's like, what kind of haircut you looking for? You're like, can you shave a little off my armor? They're like, what? They'll be able to wear... Oh wait, so Dracthyr, I think they'll also be able to wear shoulders, tabards, belts across their visage, and Dracthyr form, while the visage form is able to wear all armor. Okay, interesting. I mean, yeah, cool. I'm probably still gonna play it, although that one actually looks pretty cool. It'd probably be either green... Well, yeah, I like all the colors. All the colors are actually pretty neat. I'm gonna play one in like alpha, beta, and then we'll see how it goes. And then finally, we have the Otter mounts, which I mentioned yesterday, right? I mentioned these yesterday, but the big thing here is the Otter mounts were apparently a thing years ago. So the mount resembles perfectly the winner of the 2017 Student Art Contest, Character Art category. It is unsure if the mount will be available to players or only NPCs. I'd imagine it's going to be both. If they're putting this much work into a mount, I guarantee you we'll be able to get it. Winner of the contest and creator of this Otter mount, Natasha Nielsen, has been working as a character artist at Blizzard since late 2018, so this might be a nice addition to the game. So it sounds like, you know, they started working for Blizzard after they won this contest, and then they're probably like, yo, this would be a cool thing to put into our new expansion. They're probably like, yeah, let's do the Otter mount. And so, I love it. I mean, it looks great. Big fan. And hopefully, at some point, we get Allied Race Tuskarr with Otter mounts. That's all I'm saying. Allied Race Tuskarr. Please. And that's a little more of a deep dive into all the things we saw yesterday, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'll be doing more of these as more stuff comes out or more things interest me or whatever it might be. Also, I almost predicted this expansion, like pretty close. If you want to go back and watch my If Fans Created the WoW expansion, I'll put a little card up there so you can go click that and watch it. And I'll make it one of the videos you can click at the end of this video. So, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you next time. Okay? Okay. See ya.